Hello, welcome to Reframing Mindset Podcast. We are clear my head of the thoughts that are preventing clarity, practice my speech, among other things. Episodes range from informative knowledge to funny stories about my experiences, and in the future, maybe include interviews. So subscribe and enjoy. Episodes drop every other day. Okay, welcome back to Reframe Mindset Podcast. My name is Conor Brooks. I know this episode is gonna be one of them. The weird episode, but this is the only time this that I actually can put record it and it will be valid, and it has to be before I have the children. Because the thing about it is that you can always imagine what your life will be when you have the children and stuff like that, but nothing will compare until when it's here. That's the thing, cause you never know how it will come out. You never know. And the thing about it is that you can be one of those persons that is trying to prevent them from having this terrible childhood that you had growing up and stuff. But when it comes out, you just can't prevent it. No matter how much you try, you just can't prevent it. And because what I realize is how random life is. How random life is. But you know what this topic is about is that so it's right. It's the right thing to actually try to give them a better life. Yeah, it makes sense to actually give them a better life than you had growing up previously. But the thing about it is that would it feel better? You know, because so you have the initial thing where you be like, okay, it's a good thing that you have this better life. But what will happen is that you have this scenario where you'll be like, you have your kids now out here say, okay, I'm gonna come out and surpass your legacy. And what will happen is that you know the trials and tribulations that you had and the shortfalls that you had to build your legacy. And you said, bro, if these things were in the way, my legacy would be a lot better. And you see this person now coming up and you remove all these obstacles that you had from your previous legacy journey going there, and then now you have this person now coming up, be like, boom, and surpass your legacy and have all these braggers rights. But they know it's an easier time that he went through. And we're like, uh, and be like, it's going to be like, was it valid? Was it valid? Given that the easier time that you went through, was it a valid thing? But in the real world, it's actually a valid. It's actually valid. But you be like, would it feel good? Because you know your shortfall and all the L's that you took, and be like, seeing your child going through and passing through those L's because they had the smart, they are wiser than you. They're coming through from your experiences and seeing them pass through it with ease, and I'd be like, "Oh my god, if only I knew all those stuff back then, back then." Ah, yeah, that's the thing. You can never tell what will happen in those situations. But the thing about it is that the exact opposite can happen, where this person can be an exact opposite of that, where they are barely able to attempt to reach your legacy and stuff, and they're hindered a lot by success. I say it's like it just I said this life is really random. It's random. You can't tell how it's gonna go. But it's just one of those things like how how is it going to feel? Like I said this I'm kinda grateful for the podcast and stuff because if when I have the child, you will hear those first. like how they have baby videos and baby pictures and stuff like that. You might hear my experience. The child when he grows up older will hear all these experiences and be like, "Oh my God, bro, this was my father out here contemplating all these stuff." And when he get his result and comparing to me back in my days, yeah. So like, yeah, this podcast will basically make it 10 times better than me because it's going off my direct experiences. I'll be like, okay, if you just not do that, I'll be 10 times better than him. And it's like, oh my God. So yeah, yeah, that's basically it about this episode. Like, you know, it's yeah, it's important. It's important to make sure that your child have some a better start than you had. But the thing is that how with it, like I think you have the normal feeling of the nice feeling of seeing your child grow up, but um, if it's an easier time, I don't know. When I think about it now, there's no easier time because like the trials and tribulations I'm going through now is 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 very trial, like very trying times. So it's not like the troubles disappeared. It's just that time gets stronger and more able to maneuver it. The troubles did not go away. So it's not like your trouble will go away. So what will happen is that the troubles will not go away for him, the child, or her, the child. Just that I will be more experienced in better helping her to or him or her to prevent her from going through those situations. And then when she get her results, and I guess it will be more fulfilling because what will happen is that I would actually play that part. I would actually maybe play that part. So she would have, so it will be more fulfilling for me. I think so. It will be more fulfilling for me. Because I'll be like, I actually played a part in, jump starting it. And the only thing is that maybe when she or she grows up, it'll be like, oh my God, you're living off your father's legacy and all those stuff. So that would be their problem to deal with when they grow up. But yeah, but the thing is that when they get older, way older, they appreciate the fact that I actually did that time. But like, okay, yeah, it's a good, I get all these insults or criticism because I get this head start. But I'm grateful for the head start because now I can actually do way more, way more. And that's how you have to look at it. And then boom, the cycle goes on. They get a child, and then they make a better life than them, and then the cycle goes on. So that's how generational stuff are built. Get the baton and you pass it on and make it on. That's how generational stuff is built. That's basically it for this episode. Thank you for listening and look forward for the next episode. This was basically a nice thought, tank, think or thought process thinking episode. This was a great thinking episode. Because the thing about it is that this reality now where that is the norm. We have I'm dealing with people who have children and stuff like that. So it's like that's the reality now. So any days now that could happen for me. And the thing is that I have this ideal situation that I want. And the good thing is that I break enough cycles where I could give that somewhat simulation of reality. But I'm dealing with the reality of the fact that many people have child and stuff, and they're basically going through the same struggle that I had to work myself out of. And it's hard to buy into my vision to say, okay, I'm trying to break out of this cycle and stuff like that. So it's like one of those stuff where you know it's navigating this reality now to say, yeah, I'm out that age where I'm dealing with a lot of people that have children and stuff, but I want to have I want to manifest my dream life, but also don't want to have to go through the struggles because I don't even have a car yet and stuff. So I don't want to actually go to the struggles of raising a child in my current state now. You know, so it's like yeah. But no, saying that I'm actually in a better position to actually be able to do that compared to back then. So I would have so even if for some reason I have it now, I would be better able to actually do it right now. It just that I would have to learn some more stuff. I would actually learn some more stuff. Like how but I think I would be able to actually I'm better able to do it now. It's just that I still have my personal stuff that I want to do as well. Yeah, so now so this phase will be of my life will be I said I wind down to my last days being 26. I think about it that I think with how many episodes I recorded, most of the episode, yeah, this episode will actually be released by the time I'm 27. Yeah. So, um, what will happen is that I'm able to actually do these. I'm wiser now. I'm wiser now. I'm able to do all these stuff. It's just me, and I'm able, I'm past that phase of the broke phase, right? Like the very poor phase. Like when you're young in the early 20s, you're even when you're making salary, bro, you're barely surviving. You're barely surviving. But no, what happened is that in your later 20s now, you're able to compound your money. You're wiser and you're able to compound your money now and stuff. And then you kind of know yourself more. We're in a power position to say, okay, are you buying to this? You're able to actually. Your next thing is you have enough money now to actually do stuff that you're able to present your lifestyle. I present your who- your what you bring to the table. When you're younger, you can always say, "Oh, I bring this to the table" and stuff like that. But you rely maybe on your family's money or stuff, or the little patience that you have. N- By the time that you're 27, if you actually put in your work from those early years, you would actually have tangible proof of a portion of your lifestyle and be like, okay, one can be like, okay, this is a good start. I can actually build with that and stuff like that. So that's the the good thing about this age is that you have a tangible view of your what you're bringing to the table, and then you can actually work from there. So, mhm. So, yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I kind of just basically just mm, yeah, that part that is not important. But that's basically it for this episode. Yeah, yeah, that's basically it for this episode. So thanks for listening. I look forward for the next episode.
Well, this is the end of the episode. Thanks for watching and look forward for the next episode. To support this podcast, go to anchor.fm/cssb/support or become a sponsor for this episode. If you have a product that you want to have more exposure, DM me on the Instagram page, Reframing Mindset Podcast, or on Twitter at ReframingP. Either way would help. Thank you regardless for listening, and here's a preview for the next episode.